Hello and happy Monday, Sunday. I don't know. It kind of depends on which part of the world you're in and like when you're watching. But these videos go up on a Monday morning for me. But I live in the future. I'm in Australia, so I'm like hours ahead of everyone else. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you? I hope you're well. Anyway, diving right in. So it's a little bit different today because I don't have a lot going on the perfume front, but I kind of also have a lot going on the perfume front. So I'm going to start by talking about two perfumes that I was going to declutter, and I was thinking about decluttering, and then I tried them again. Well, actually, I set up my own website just to like shop, just to make it easier to sell my declutters and things like that. And that's a whole other thing I'll talk about later. But these were two of them that I was going to declutter, which is the Lavanila Laboratories. Is it Laboratories or Laboratories? You tell me. Pure vanilla. And I don't know why. I didn't like it when I tried it again. Kind of before when I decided that I was going to declutter it. But then I listed it and somebody asked me, oh, what's it like? And I thought, I better smell it and decide what it's like. And then I smell it and I'm like, oh, I really like this. And I like you now. And it's sort of like a sweet, spicy, amber vanilla. And I could never understand the hype when this was really, really popular. And this was many, many years ago. But this has been sitting for a long time. So the vanilla really has had time to like mature and develop. And anyway, now, maybe my nose was broken at the time, but I decided, oh, I never wear it. I don't really like it. It's been sitting in my cupboard for a really long time. I'm just going to get rid of it. But now I really like it. So I've pulled it. I pulled it from the shop because I'm not selling it now. And also, this is another one. The Vanille Insensee. Is it Insensee? Insensee? By Atelier, Cologne, and same thing. I hadn't worn it in a long time. It's but I've got through a fair chunk of it, and then I smelled it again, and it's like, oh, that's really interesting. It's not a sweet vanilla. It's kind of like a spicy vanilla. I don't exactly know what's in it. I should have a look because I looked it up the other day. Anyway, but so I decided to pull these, and I'm gonna wear these. Again, see, oh, I really like that. It's very spicy. It smells like it's got some amber in it, and I love amber. Like, I love amber in anything. This one is actually also refillable, so this lid, I've screwed it on really tight now, can be reopened, and I guess, yeah, you can kind of, like, you see how it does reopen, but I've tightened it really well because I don't want it to leak, and I've put plumber's tape in it to keep it from, from leaking. And plumber's tape is amazing because it basically seals in the lid so that when you screw it, it's really, really tight. And yeah, so that is refillable. But see, I really like it now. And I was like, oh, so that's why I bought it. And so why haven't I worn it in a really long time? But anyway, so this week I really only have these two. And I'm just gonna wear these two to see how I feel about them, and if I fall in love with them again, and if I enjoy them, and then I'll, keep going. So on the shop front, and I'm not asking you to buy anything. I'm not, I'm just telling you about it because I'm so excited, and I spent so much time working on the website, and it kind of like broke my brain at one point because, technically I kind of didn't know what I was doing, and I was learning as I go. And then the website itself was a little bit finicky, not so much because there's anything wrong with it, because a lot of people use them, but because I didn't know what I was doing. And then, I was like, oh, I'll just throw like 3 or 4 perfumes up there. And the next thing I know, 2 minutes later, somebody had bought something. They picked the wrong shipping. I was going to be out a bunch of money. And fortunately, the person was really, really kind and really nice. And I wrote and I said, hey, thank you. I really appreciate that, you bought one of my perfumes. Can you please, I made a mistake. Can you, please pay the extra shipping? Because, the perfume wasn't much money. It wasn't like $25, and I was going to be out. And, but I'll send her, some, little goodies. And I always include little samples like these in anything that I sort of sell with regards to, when I declutter perfumes and things like that. So, and even when people buy decants from me, I always include extras and freebies and things like that. So I'll do that. So she was really nice, and she's like, oh, that's fine. Just tell me what you want me to do and how you want me to pay. And I sent her a link, and it was so easy. I mean, it's just, the reason I've done this, okay, is because I have been decluttering and then selling decants for my perfumes for a good 9 months now. And it's kind of a fun hobby. I really enjoy it. It's a little bit of a side hustle. It's not my day job. And speaking of day jobs, the reason there's no makeup on my face today is because I worked till 2 a.m. I had a deadline, and, I was just, so I just don't have a lot of time. I don't want to make this a full-time thing. But I was selling it in some Facebook groups and Facebook Marketplace, and Facebook Marketplace has just gotten really scammy. So I'm not excited about that as a avenue. But I had stuff I wanted to declutter, and, I have stuff that I want to decant and things like that. And so I was doing it through Facebook not Facebook Marketplace, but a bunch of Facebook groups. And those were great. But, it's just that there's just a lot of tire kickers and a lot of people who go, oh, ha, 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 what's a couple dollars between friends? And I'm like, dude, I've never talked to you. I don't know who you are. We're not friends. And people come along and lowball you and all sorts of things. And a lot of people can be really, really rude and not nice. And I try to, be as polite and courteous as possible with everyone. And, it's like with this one particular client of mine, and she's got a lot of, readers and things like that. And some of the things we see them send in is like, holy cow, that's a little bonkers. And, she always says, we're just going to take the high road and, just smother them in kindness, and just be overly kind and overly generous and just, and which is great, and it works. Okay. But, this is not something that I'm doing as a job. This is just a fun thing, and I don't want the fun to leave. And the problem with some of these groups and some of these people was they were making it not fun anymore. So anyway, I've been meaning to do this for a long time because, we have the infrastructure to do it, because we use the site for hubby's book sales and things like that, because hubby's an author and he's written a crime thriller, and when we go and do events and things like that, we use it to get payment and sell books. And anyway, so the site's fantastic. It allows people to pay with just about anything they want, except for PayPal. So it takes all the major credit cards. It even does Apple Pay and Google Pay and Afterpay, which is fantastic. Obviously I have to pay a fee, because, you know, I'm using their service and I have no problem with that. I am a big believer on, if I'm using a platform and if I'm using an infrastructure, I will be willing to pay for the fee. And if you're going to come at me and say, oh, I want to only use PayPal, but I don't want to pay the fee. I want you to pay the fee, but I want to use PayPal and I will only, you know, do it this way so that I don't have to pay the fee, but I still want to use that service. It's a pet peeve of mine. I get really, really like annoyed with people like that. And I am willing to walk away from a transaction, you know, with things like that, because I really strongly believe that people, organizations, you know, whatever it is, if they're providing you with a service, they should be able to charge a fee to provide the service. And I know times are hard and everybody wants things for free or wants things cheaper and things like that. But, you know, dude, we're using your service. We're happy to pay for you to, like, I think it's like 2%. Sorry, you know, whatever. Anyway, so that was, sorry, I went off on a tangent there, didn't I? Sorry. It's a pet peeve, big pet peeve of mine. Anyway, I just want to show you my site because it's pretty. Look, so that's the site. It's called Deanna's Loves, DEANNA''S Loves, and it's basically pre-loved stuff, mostly perfumes and decants for people who want to try perfumes. And I'm thinking I might do some makeup as well, that, you know, of, you know, lightly used stuff that I would normally just sell on like Marketplace or in groups, but then, you know, Marketplace and groups. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I haven't gotten round to it because I'd only just started doing this and I barely have time. So I kind of only do this when I have time, and it's, you know, I've been thinking about it for 3 months. So it's taken me this long to get to the point to do anything about it. Anyway, so this is the site. You go in here and then if you click, that'll take you into the shop. It's got photos, you know, they're not real pretty. You can add express post, and that shows you like all the different payment methods they take. It's a Square site in case you're wondering. So, you know, that's all the different payment methods it takes. But it's just really cool, and I'm just really pleased with the way it's turned out. Hubby is looking at integrating a chat feature into it for me so that if somebody has a question and sends me a message, I will be able to get a notification and then can jump on the site and respond. Because at the moment, there's not really a way to like contact me. And I do share these, and I have shared this in some of the groups, and the response has been great. Everybody's been lovely and really supportive. I have sold 12 out of the 7 that I listed already since like yesterday. And the site's not even been up 24 hours. And you know, and I'm happy to talk and do another video and talk about pricing strategy and all that sort of stuff, because I do price my things to sell. Even when it seems expensive, they are priced to sell. And I do have a whole spreadsheet that calculates, you know, like, you know, how much juice is left and what that's worth and how much of a discount to get, you know, to give to, you know, sell it, because I have to take into consideration the fact that I'm posting it, which is an additional cost and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, that's the stuff. Ooh, that's not a very good photo. I think that was one of my first photos and I was not very good at it. But in the image, there's the perfume, the box, if it comes with the box. This arrow points to how much is left in the perfume, and then just the name. And then if I tap in the shop now, hopefully that works, that'll take you into the product page. This one has 2 photos because I actually have 2 of them, and one is cheaper than the other because one has less juice left in it. And then I just include, you know, all the information and everything. And I do put a little effort into that so that if you go here and go for more information, visit here, it'll link you to the Fragrantica page, which will then tell you about the perfume. I still have things I need to do to it and add to it and sort of continue to improve it. I've recently just added, what's that thing called? Categories, so that instead of just, you know, everything on like one product page, I have categories, but I don't really know how to display it yet because I'm still learning and still trying to figure out the site. But so if I go into the all products page, this is what it looks like. And so let's see, filter by, available, sort by. Nope, don't do that. See, I told you I'm still learning. I don't even know how to navigate my own website. I don't actually use it on the iPad or on the phone much because I'm always on my computer and I'm working on it from my computer because I'm actually, you know, in the back end of it doing stuff. And I only go in here to, there you go. Okay. So there's, come on. So if I go in there and I tap and go into the store, there's a big bar across there that says categories. So if I tap that category, it shows fragrance and makeup. I'll probably do one more category. Oh, sorry, fragrance and beauty. I'll probably do one more category that's like other stuff. Maybe, I don't know. This is all, you know, in the future. Don't forget the site has been up for less than 24 hours. So then if I tap on fragrance, that'll just pull up all the different categories. Oh, and of course I've lost it. And it says all pre-loved originals, pre-loved inspirations. So inspirations, really, you're talking about like dupes and clones and, you know, all that sort of stuff, because I've got a bunch of those. Actually, I had 4 and all 3 bar 1 have already sold. And then originals would be just, you know, originals, but that I no longer want or that I don't wear or whatever it is, and that I'm just gonna sell. Decants obviously would be, I don't have any at the moment, but would be like something like this, but somebody only wants to buy like 2 mils or 5 mils to try, or you know, something like that. And then other fragrance and perfumes. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to be in the other category. But some of it might be like maybe new stuff. Maybe I do have a few bottles that I've been gifted that are still like in packaging and like still wrapped in the what do you call that stuff? In the plastic, that I might, because I may never use it or wear it, that I might just list it and sell it at a really, really cheap price because they were gifted to me, so that it just gets, you know, moved on and things like that. So that's kind of it. Under beauty, I don't really have anything under beauty at the moment. Oh, I do. Pre-loved makeup and all, and that's it. And I haven't actually listed anything under there. So, you know, if we go into pre-loved makeup, like there's nothing in there, and it says come back soon. So it's really a really clever site, and I love the back end engine and technology behind it. I've done all the design and artwork myself, but that's sort of more because it's my regular day job to do a lot of design work. So that's kind of easy for me. But yes, so that's kind of what I'm doing. It's a real work in progress, but I'll drop the link below. I'm sorry, it's Australia only, because posting overseas one is, I can't do it, and also it's prohibitively expensive. Like, there's no point. Okay, there's just no point doing it because it's just too expensive. And anyway, so, and where am I? Okay, that's it. That was it. That's that stuff. And so recap on last week and what I wore. By the Fireplace, beautiful. Just don't overspray. Not that it lingers and it gets ridiculous, but I did get a little too enthusiastic with it one day, and because it's the winter time, I'm wearing it in my hair. It was a lot. I did love it, and because this stuff fades really fast, it's got like rubbish longevity, even though it's like one of my all-time favorite scents. That was fine. I continue to enjoy this, the Cafe of Intense, which is the inspiration it's the inspired version. Get the terminology right, Deanna. It's the inspired version of Montale Intense Cafe, and we all know how I feel about that. Really enjoyed that. Wore that a few times. I wore Desert Nights by Who is Elijah once. It's really pretty. I really, really like it. I only have this little 10 ml bottle, and I'm kind of not wanting to blow through it too fast because it's a ridiculous $55 for 10 mils, which is just like, dude, that is a lot of money. And anyway, so I'm not going to get more of this unless there's a sale or unless price comes down, but I'm just going to keep going on that. I did enjoy that. That was really nice. And again, I got a little too enthusiastic. This has been my week. Last week has been my week of getting too enthusiastic with my perfumes, and for me, overspraying, because I don't spray a lot. So it's been kind of a weird week. Addicted by ATH, Terence Hughes. Beautiful. One of my favorite all-time gourmand perfumes. And oh my goodness, what was I thinking? I oversprayed. And the thing is, Terence Hughes, he makes beast mode perfumes. And the reason he makes beast mode perfumes, and he's talked about this before, is because his skin repels scent, and so his skin doesn't hold scent well. So for his skin to hold the scent and for him to be able to smell it, he needs to make stuff that is beast mode. And therefore, I can't do more than like 2, maybe 3 sprays of his perfume. This is the personal line, and it's not nearly as intense as like his regular perfumes, so I can spray a little bit more of this, but it's still bonkers, and I overdid it, so I had regrets that day, but it was still beautiful, and I really, really enjoyed it. And finally, White Rabbit. Oh gosh, this was fun. This is just a fun perfume. I've been sort of, I make an exception in terms of like not spraying in my clothes, and I think I'm going to put this like on my bedside just to smell at night. Yeah, see, it's just this sweet, milky scent. It's basically literally the smell of sweet milk, and it's pretty full of chemicals. But whatever, I love the smell, so I'm just gonna, play with it and keep playing with it. And I did really enjoy this, so yes. And I went to our local Korean grocery store, and they actually had the candy, and I took a photo of it because I don't eat candy. I'm diabetic. Unless it's like sugar-free candy, I don't eat candy. So I took a photo of it, but yeah, I'm a bit tempted to buy the candy and just to like smell it and compare to this just to like really see if they smell the same, but I haven't got there yet. It was only like, what was it, $2.20 for a packet, so that was pretty cool. Yes, so that's it from me. If I have the energy, I need to do the weekly makeup thing, and then I was going to do something else, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. It's just I'm supposed to be chilling today. My brain's a little bit fried from the editing work that I did last night and the deadlines and stuff, and I'm just like really, really tired mentally. And I need a break from editing because I had 2 manuscripts due like back to back within a week of each other, and it was a lot. And I got to, I don't know, it was like 1:30 in the morning. I was just about done, and I was, and hubby goes, "You look tired. You sound tired." I'm like, "I'm really tired." And then he goes, "What are we doing for lunch tomorrow?" And I'm like, "Don't ask me that now. I don't have the brain capacity to process what I'm going to feed you tomorrow." But anyway, so we're going to do a Chinese omelet with gravy and rice, which is actually really, really good. It's kind of like, I think the Americans call it egg foo young. For us, it's just kind of like, a Chinese omelet with gravy. It's delicious. I have bacon in the fridge, so I'll just throw some bacon in it. But it's basically just a giant omelet, and you basically cook it with whatever protein you want to throw in it. A lot. If you go to the stores here, restaurants here, you'll find that a lot of it they put like char siu barbecue pork, prawns. They'll have shallots or spring onions in there, and whatever protein, chicken, in it, and it's basically just an omelet. But what makes it really yummy and really nice is the gravy that goes on top of it. And it's not just like you drizzle a little bit of gravy, like you get a boatload of gravy in it, and it's basically this just like egg omelet with gravy, and it's delicious. And if you get enough gravy, I always make like extra gravy because both hubby and I really like gravy. So then I serve it with rice, and the gravy gets into the rice, and it's very good. And I've just spent 3 minutes talking about an omelet. Sorry. Okay, no, maybe I'm not sorry, because if you've been watching me long enough, you know that I kind of just go off in tangents. But yes, thank you for watching, and I will hopefully get this up in time because I will have to throw this all together. I'm not editing it. It is what it is. You get what you get. And I really appreciate everybody who actually watches it and, gets to the end. So if you get to the end, and Echo, you better have got to the end, leave an omelet emoji or an egg emoji. Cool. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching. Do all the YouTubey things if you want to. If you don't, whatever. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Bye-bye.